Okay, so yesterday we have discussed the properties of dilute sulfuric acid. Dilute sulfuric acid with metals, dilute sulfuric acid with metallic salts. Children, just confirm, are you all able to write the reactions with different salts, with chlorides, with nitrates, with hydroxides, right? Akshat, what we'll get when we react copper hydroxide with sulfuric acid? Copper hydroxide plus sulfuric acid. Without turning your pages, okay, write and let me know. Copper hydroxide plus sulfuric acid. What we will get?
CuSO4 plus H2O.
Yes, Akshat?
CuSO4 plus H2O.
Yes. So with any salt, we will get sulfates. Just remember, if any metallic part is given, you have to write the reaction as metallic sulfate. Copper chloride is given, or copper hydroxide is given, or else copper nitrate is given. Okay, we will get sulfates as a major product, and byproducts will be, if it is chlorides, we will get sulfates and water, that is HCl. If it is nitrates, we will get the sulfates and nitric acid. Did you remember? Okay, so today we will discuss the properties of concentrated sulfuric acid. The first property of concentrated sulfuric acid is, there are two properties. The first one is, it is an oxidizing agent. Concentrated sulfuric acid is an best oxidizing agent. What is meant by oxidizing agent? Either it will add oxygens, or either it will, two things it will do. What does the oxidizing agent do? Yes, Rishti, what does the oxidizing agent do?
Adds oxygen, removes hydrogen.
Very good. Either it adds oxygen, or else it will remove hydrogen, right? Good. So the first reaction with metals. Children, don't get confused. The reaction with metals which we discussed yesterday, it is dilute sulfuric acid. Now we are talking about concentrated sulfuric acid. When concentrated sulfuric acid is added to metals, the metals will be oxidized into their respective sulfates, and water and sulfur dioxide gas will be liberated. If you observe the reaction, see, this slide, if you observe, see here, when they react with sulfuric acid, what are they liberating? What are they liberating? Hydrogen gas.
Hydrogen.
Right? So you have to get clearly the difference. With dilute sulfuric acid, they liberate hydrogen gas and form sulfates. Whereas with concentrated sulfuric acid, they liberate sulfur dioxide as a byproduct. They form sulfates. In both the reaction, they are forming sulfates only. Right? With metals, they are forming magnesium sulfide, okay, zinc sulfide. But with concentrated sulfuric acid, along with sulfates, they liberate sulfur dioxide gas. The evolution of sulfur dioxide gas is the test to identify the presence of sulfuric acid. Is it clear? Okay. So for example, if we take copper, it reacts with concentrated sulfuric acid. You have to mention here concentrated. They will form copper, it will form copper sulfate, water and sulfur dioxide. With zinc, it forms zinc sulfate, water and sulfur dioxide. Write the reaction with iron. Fe plus concentrated sulfuric acid. Fe plus concentrated sulfuric acid. Write down. Fe plus concentrated sulfuric acid.
Ma'am, FeSO4 plus H2O plus SO2.
Very good. FeSO4 plus H2O plus SO2. Now, write with Fe plus dilute H2SO4. Dilute H2SO4. Fe plus dilute H2SO4.
FeSO4 plus H2.
With dilute sulfuric acid, what will be the products? Ali, what will be the products with dilute sulfuric acid?
FeSO4 plus H2.
FeSO4 plus hydrogen
H2.
gas. Did you understand the difference? With concentrated sulfuric acid, it forms sulfate plus water plus sulfur dioxide. Whereas with dilute H2SO4, it forms sulfates plus liberates water. Sorry, not water, hydrogen gas. Clear? Right? Now, the second reaction is with non-metals. Did you remember in periodic table we have discussed the 13th group elements, right? From 13th group elements, they are called as non-metals, right? So with non-metals, it will oxidize the non-metals into their respective oxides. Please mention that sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid will oxidize the non-metals into their respective oxides. Whereas metals, it is oxidizing to respective sulfates. Can you understand the difference between these two? Metals, it is oxidizing to sulfates, whereas non-metals are getting oxidized to their respective oxides. So carbon plus sulfuric acid will get carbon dioxide. Carbon plus sulfuric acid will get carbon dioxide. Can you write with sulfur? Sulfur plus sulfuric acid. Sulfur plus sulfuric acid. Atharva Banagi, are you able to follow? Non-metals, it will oxidize into respective oxides. What is the oxides? The oxide of sulfur. Atharva, what is oxide of sulfur? Oxide of carbon is carbon dioxide. What is the oxide of sulfur?
Sulfur dioxide.
Very good. Sulfur dioxide plus water. Are you able to understand? So, sulfur plus sulfuric acid forms sulfur dioxide. Write with nitrogen. Nitrogen plus concentrated sulfuric acid. Nitrogen plus concentrated sulfuric acid. Yes, Rishabh.
Ma'am, will we lose marks if we don't balance it? Like, will we lose half mark or something?
Yes, we have to balancing. If you did not balance, half mark you will lose half mark. Yes, Rishabh. Nitrogen plus sulfuric acid.
There's H2 plus SO2.
Carbon plus sulfuric acid, we are getting carbon dioxide plus water.
Yes,
Sulfur plus sulfuric acid, we are getting sulfur dioxide. Nitrogen plus sulfuric acid, we will get
nitrogen dioxide.
nitrogen dioxide.
Water and nitrogen dioxide.
Water and nitrogen dioxide. Did you understand,
Ma'am,
children?
will we also get sulfur dioxide after it?
Yes, we'll get sulfur dioxide as well as a byproduct. Clear? So with metals, it will oxidize metals into their respective sulfates. Then it oxidizes non-metals into their respective oxides. These are the properties of concentrated sulfuric acid. Clear? Then, with inorganic compounds. Inorganic compounds means, children, can you say what are inorganic compounds? The covalent compounds of non-metals are called as inorganic compounds. Okay? So, with inorganic compounds, it will oxidize the inorganic compounds by removing hydrogen. In the previous slide we have discussed, it is oxidizing metals and non-metals by adding oxygen, whereas for inorganic compounds, it will oxidize by removing hydrogen. So if we take hydrogen iodide, it is forming iodine. If we are taking hydrogen sulfide, it forms hydrogen sulfide, it is forming Sulfur, right?
Sulfur.
Write with reaction with chlorine, hydrogen to HCl. HCl plus H2SO4. Dhruv, are you writing the equations? HCl plus H2SO4.
Ma'am, Cl2 plus H2O plus SO2.
Yes. Cl2 plus H2O plus SO2. Write with ammonia plus sulfuric acid. Ammonia plus concentrated sulfuric acid. What you will get the equation? Yes, Mariam. Unmute yourself, Mariam.
Ma'am, NH3 plus SO2 plus H2O.
Ammonia NH3 gives NH3 plus H2SO4 gives. What are the
Ma'am,
products?
H2O plus NH3 plus H2O plus SO2.
Not NH3. It will remove the
Ma'am,
hydrogens,
NH2.
right? After removing hydrogens, what will be left?
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen plus water plus SO2. Are you able to understand? Did you get this?
No, ma'am.
See, inorganic compounds, it will oxidize by removing hydrogens. Here, if I take hydrogen iodide, hydrogen is removed and I'm getting iodine. If I take hydrogen sulfide, hydrogen will be removed and I'll get sulfur. If I take hydrogen chloride, what will be the product? Mariam, what will be the product if we take hydrogen
Chlorine.
chloride?
Ma'am, chlorine and
Chlorine
H2O,
plus
SO2.
H2O plus S. In the same way, if I take NH3, ammonia is NH3.
Nitrogen plus water plus SO2.
Got it? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? So three oxidizing oxidizing property we have discussed with three substances. One is with metals, with non-metals, and third one with inorganic compounds. Children, is it clear? It's very important reaction. Mainly the difference between dilute sulfuric acid and concentrated sulfuric acid with metals. Dilute sulfuric acid with metals, it forms sulfate and releases hydrogen gas. Whereas concentrated sulfuric acid with metals, it forms sulfates and releases sulfur dioxide gas. Is it clear? Children, did you get this? Okay. Then non-metals,
Yes,
it oxidizes non-metals into their respective oxides. Whereas it oxidizes inorganic compounds by removing hydrogen. So these three are the properties of concentrated sulfuric acid. Yes, Narayan, why are you late?
I have permission from Pooja, ma'am.
Why?
She gave me this video assignment. I sent it to her, and then she's like, "No, there are too many blank spaces. Please fix them." So I just fixed them and sent it to her. She said you can skip the class. She said as soon as you're done, you have to join back. So I did.
Okay, fine. Okay, so we have discussed the reaction with concentrated sulfuric acid. All those who join late, please listen here. Concentrated sulfuric acid is an oxidizing agent. It oxidizes metals into their respective sulfates. It oxidizes non-metals into their respective oxides, whereas it oxidizes inorganic compounds by removing hydrogen. So these three are the oxidizing properties of concentrated sulfuric acid. Did you understand anything, Narayan? Okay. We are discussing the properties of sulfuric acid. If we take concentrated sulfuric acid is a best oxidizing agent. What is oxidizing agent? It adds up oxygen or else it removes hydrogen,
Removes hydrogen.
right? So concentrated sulfuric acid can oxidize metals, it can oxidize non-metals, it can also oxidize some hydrogen compounds. So how does it oxidize metals? If we add concentrated sulfuric acid to any metal, it will oxidize that metal into respective sulfate. If I take copper and if we add concentrated sulfuric acid, we will get copper sulfate. See, copper got oxidized, oxygen has been added. In the same way, for example, if we take zinc and add sulfuric acid, we will get zinc sulfate. So the metals can be oxidized using concentrated sulfuric acid. And non-metals, if we add concentrated sulfuric acid to non-metals, they can be oxidized into their respective oxides. If we add sulfuric acid to carbon, carbon will oxidize into carbon dioxide. If we add for sulfur, sulfur will oxidize into sulfur dioxide. If we add for nitrogen, what we will get, Narayan?
Nitrogen
Dioxide.
dioxide.
Carbon oxidized to carbon dioxide, sulfur oxidized to sulfur dioxide, whereas nitrogen will be oxidized into nitrogen dioxide. Children, you can observe the second reaction, phosphorus. It converts into phosphoric acid because the oxide of phosphorus is not stable. So even though the oxide of phosphorus is formed, it will immediately combine with water and we will get phosphoric acid. It is also called as hydrogen phosphate. The second reaction, can you all able to understand? With phosphorus, it forms phosphorus dioxide, but it is very unstable. Therefore, it directly converts into phosphoric acid, that is hydrogen phosphate. The third reaction, it can also oxidize hydrogen compounds, the inorganic compounds, by removing hydrogen. If we take hydrogen iodide and add concentrated sulfuric acid, we will get iodine. If we take hydrogen sulfide, we will get sulfur. If we take hydrogen chloride, what we will get?
Chlorine.
Chlorine. So these three are the oxidizing property of concentrated sulfuric acid. And coming to the second property of concentrated sulfuric acid, it is a dehydrating agent. What is meant by dehydrating agent?
Removes water.
Dehydration means removal of water molecule. So it dehydrates the compounds and remove water molecule. If you observe, if you remember in grade 9, what is the nature of sulfuric acid? Dhruv, what is the nature of sulfuric acid? In water, it is used as dehydrating agent. Why is it used as dehydrating agent? What is the nature of sulfuric acid due to which it can act as dehydrating agent? Yes, Melissa?
It has a strong affinity for water.
What is that property called as?
Deliquescence.
Very good. It is a deliquescence, hygroscopic substance. Did you remember? It is hygroscopic. Yes. Hygroscopic means it absorbs water, but it does not convert into liquid. Whereas deliquescence is it absorbs water but converts into liquid. Whereas hygroscopic means it absorbs water but does not change its state of matter. So why sulfuric acid is a dehydrating agent? So in a textbook it is given sulfuric acid as dehydrating agent. There you note down, since it is because of its hygroscopic nature. Why sulfuric acid is used as dehydrating agent? Because it is hygroscopic. So what is the reason? I'm stressing this point because in last year prelim this question was given and all the 10th grade students, they told it is out of syllabus. It is not out of syllabus. It is used as dehydrating agent because it is hygroscopic. So what is meant by hygroscopic? It absorbs moisture, it absorbs water, but does not change its state of matter.
State.
Clear, children? Did you understand this? Okay.
Yes.
Now, so as
Yes,
a
ma'am.
dehydrating agent, it removes water molecule. See here, what is this compound? C6H12O6. What is this compound?
Glucose.
Glucose. It is glucose, right? When it removed water molecule, only carbon is left. What is the color of carbon? Black.
Black.
So we'll get black soot. The black color can be identified by the observation of soot. I think you all can understand what is soot. The black color soot, even from the candles, the black color soot, what does it come? It is nothing but the carbon. Carbon color is black. Okay. So now write down the reaction with, I'll give you one compound. Write down its dehydrating agent, C12H22O11. C12H22O11. C12H22O11 plus sulfuric acid. C12H22O11 plus sulfuric acid.
Ma'am, C12 plus 12H2O.
Let everyone write. Check your answer, Aditya. C12H22O11 plus sulfuric acid. Just see the reference of this equation and write. Don't
Ma'am,
copy from your
carbon
textbook.
plus, ma'am, carbon plus H2 plus SO4. SO2, sorry, SO2.
Carbon plus water plus SO2, right? How many carbons you'll get there?
12.
12
Yeah,
carbons.
12 only.
12 C plus how many water molecules?
11 H2O plus 2 SO2.
Yes, someone. Sid, is it you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Sid. Tell. Yes, Sid. Please tell.
Ma'am, how SO2?
Sorry.
Ma'am, it will be C plus H2O, no?
Yes, only water will be formed. Sulfur dioxide generally
Ma'am,
absorbs water.
C plus
Sulfur dioxide will
H2O.
not be liberated.
Ma'am, but then where did the sulfur go?
Sulfur, it will be present. See, the nature of sulfuric acid does not change. As I told you, hygroscopic means it absorbs water, but it does not change its state. The sulfuric acid remains like that only. See, even if we add concentrated sulfuric acid, the water molecule from the compound will be removed, but sulfuric acid remains in the solution as it is. That is the meaning of hygroscopic. Hygroscopic means it does not change its matter. It does not break. Sulfuric acid remains like that only. Only the water molecule from the compound will be removed. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Saili.
Ma'am, so HCl and H2SO4 both are hygroscopic substances.
HCl is not hygroscopic. Only sulfuric acid is hygroscopic. Narayan, did you get this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. Now what will be the product? C12H22O11. 12 C
12
carbon
plus
plus
11 H2O.
11 H2O,
11
right?
H2O.
Yes. What is the compound C12H22O11?
Sugar.
Can anyone tell?
Sugar.
Disaccharide sugar.
Very good. Sugar. The table sugar which we use in our every day-to-day life. Sucrose. The sugar which we use in our day-to-day life is sucrose. See, if you add concentrated sulfuric acid to sugar, we will get black color carbon. The water will be removed. This is one of the experiment which we will do in our lab. It is one of the practical for you all. Clear? Next. Come. So these are the reactions which we have discussed. All these 20 reactions are very important for you. Okay. All these reactions we have already discussed. See, with sulfur, iron, So with dilute, children, can you see here? With dilute, it liberates hydrogen gas, whereas with concentrated, it liberates sulfur dioxide gas. Okay. Now, the last one is how to identify the presence of sulfuric acid, the test for sulfuric acid. The identification of sulfuric acid can be done by the liberation of sulfur dioxide gas. For example, if we take copper, what is the color of copper? Copper rings.
Reddish brown.
Reddish brown color. When
Blue?
we no,
Red.
copper sulfate is blue. Copper is reddish brown in color. The copper wire, right? When we add concentrated sulfuric acid, the brown color copper will convert into blue color copper sulfate. I repeat, the brown color copper, when we add concentrated sulfuric acid, it will convert into blue color copper sulfate and sulfur dioxide gas will be liberated. How to identify the sulfur dioxide gas? It is a pungent, it is a pungent odor. So the first one is the test for sulfuric acid.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, but like the copper, if we see in the reactivity series, copper is low on the reactivity series, like below hydrogen. Then how does it displace hydrogen?
Yes, here the reaction is not due to hydrogen. The concentrated sulfuric acid, the entire sulfuric acid will make the copper to oxidize. Here it is not the displacement reaction. Here we will not mention it as a displacement reaction. It is an oxidation reaction. Only for displacement reaction we can understand that the reactivity series. That is when we take only hydrogen separately.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so here generally the oxidation reaction will takes place. Got it? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now the last one, how to differentiate between sulfuric acid, nitric acid and HCl, or how to differentiate sulfuric acid from other two acids. What is the first point? What is the first difference, or how can we say sulfuric acid different from HCl and nitric acid? Yesterday we
Liberate
have
sulfur
discussed.
gas. Liberate sulfur dioxide.
It liberates sulfur dioxide. The first difference is sulfuric acid is less volatile. Yesterday we have discussed. Did you remember, children?
Yes,
Sulfuric acid
Yes.
is less volatile, whereas hydrochloric acid and the nitric acid are more volatile. Now, the next test to identify sulfuric acid. We know that sulfuric acid, HCl, and
Dehydrating.
nitric acid. All three acids are colorless acids. But how to identify physically? There is one method. Physically to identify, we have discussed yesterday. It is, if you observe, it is an oily liquid. Did you remember, children, yesterday we have discussed? Okay, whereas HCl and nitric acid are not oily liquids, whereas sulfuric acid is an oily liquid. That is one of the method how can we identify which is sulfuric acid from other two acids. Now chemically, so these two are physically to differentiate sulfuric acid with HCl and nitric acid. Now chemically, how to differentiate? It is, if you see the 13th reaction here, 13th reaction, barium chloride with sulfuric acid, it forms barium sulfate. This barium sulfate is white precipitate. Okay. Children, barium chloride, when we add concentrated sulfuric acid to barium chloride, we will get white precipitate of barium sulfate. Now, if we add HCl to barium chloride, it does not form white precipitate. And even barium chloride with nitric acid also, it does not form white precipitate. I repeat, barium chloride forms white precipitate of barium sulfate when we add sulfuric acid. But when we add hydrochloric acid or nitric acid to barium chloride, no white precipitate will be formed. Did you understand this statement?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Akshat, did you understand the statement? Yes, Akshat?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? So tell me, Atharva, what is the difference? How to chemically differentiate sulfuric acid with HCl? How to differentiate sulfuric acid and HCl chemically?
Ma'am,
Yes.
can we not differentiate H2SO4 by like from the other acids, as H2SO4 is the only acid which is a dehydrating agent?
Yes. Those are the differences we can identify. Even we can identify like that also. But chemical method, one of the major tests is with the
Okay.
with the using barium chloride. Generally, this is used in laboratories. The barium chloride reaction. Did you understand, children? Okay. Sulfuric acid forms white precipitate with barium chloride, whereas HCl and nitric acid does not form. And as Akshat told, liberation of sulfur dioxide is also one of the method to identify them. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? So these are the properties of sulfuric acid. So the contact process of sulfuric acid, and this is very important, the flow chart. I just made a flow chart so that you can understand better. Contact process is very important, and the physical properties, chemical properties we have discussed with metals and with salt. Whereas concentrated sulfuric acid, it is an oxidizing agent. It oxidizes metals, non-metals and inorganic compounds. Second, concentrated sulfuric acid is a dehydrating agent. It removes water molecule. It is dehydrating because it is hygroscopic in nature. Okay, and how to identify the presence of sulfuric acid? It is by the liberation of sulfur dioxide gas. And chemical test, physical test to differentiate sulfuric acid with HCl and nitric acid is oily liquid, whereas chemically using barium chloride, we can differentiate sulfuric acid with other acids. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so in the next class, we'll start nitric acid. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.